Hi, everybody. My name is Roberto. I'm going to be your instructor for the first aid class over the summer program. As you can tell, I'm in a virtual box right now. That's because as of the moment, I'm not going to be available for the first 2 days of the summer program. So our Monday session and then our Wednesday session. I will be back for the following week, and it's going to be in person with me, live and ready for action to teach you these first aid skills. So with that being said, I do want to make the most of our time. Therefore, I decided to do something that a lot of professors like to do in college, pre-record lectures and make the content very digestible for you so then you can know what to expect. Again, even though I am going to be, for the most part, unavailable for the first week of the summer program, you can always email me, you can contact me, you can shoot me a message through Google Voice. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. And in saying that, really our first day is going to be just breaking down components of the syllabus, going over step by step, but moreover, getting you introduced to the concept of being a rescuer, recognizing emergencies, and really the core essence of this class. Just because with this class, we're going to be combining a lot of rescue techniques, survival techniques, more of a component of social justice that's going to reaffirm your beliefs and really bring your voices to light. Just because as an educator, I want to do my part in uplifting your part, your role in what you want to do in life, and really combining both of those worlds, just like me. I've been involved in American Red Cross for about 8 years now. I've primarily used the skills that have been taught to me to promote healthy lifestyles, promote safeness, rescue lives if needed. And as your instructor, I do want to pass on that knowledge to y'all. And I know the concept of being the first responder, being the one who's trained to perform a rescue, knowing how to act during emergencies can be very daunting at first, but that's the purpose of this class. Because when you all go off to be adults, regardless if you want to be working in the medical field, EMS, EMT, people are going to look up to you because you're going to be the trailblazer. People are going to see you being the first one in your family to attend college, or maybe not, but even your peers, your freshmen, your sophomores, your juniors, they're going to see you doing amazing things. And in essence, that's the core component of American Red Cross, to provide students with that confidence to react to specific situations where most people would freeze. And that's something we're also going to be studying in this course, the bystander effect, where if you see a bunch of people circle around this one individual who's having a crisis, an emergency, you're gonna know it's like, hey, how come no one's helping them out? How come everyone's recording that person? The bystander effect states that it's basically everyone has the same idea. Hey, I want to go help that person, but who's the one that's going to take initiative? You might have experienced it in small scale situations. Hey, who wants to be the first one to take the lead? Or even if y'all having Korean barbecue, there's that last piece of juicy meat or chicken, whatever you cooked. Nobody wants to take it because they're all waiting on everyone else to make the move. That's the bystander effect. And even right now with the bystander effect in first responding, people are waiting for that leader to take initiative, but more than half of the time, and you noticed, nobody ever does. And within the field of emergency response, every second is very critical. And it's very important that me as your instructor relay these skills to you on how to act, how to present yourself, and how to respond and save that person's life to your extent, because that's the core essence of first aid. You're the first one there. You're not EMT, you're not EMS, maybe not. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't go for that. You're the first one there, and it can literally happen to you at any moment. You could be at a party, you can be at a quince, baptismo, wedding, graduation, a field trip, hiking. These emergencies are unprecedented, and it can happen anywhere. And since you'll be the first one with these skills to learn how to respond, you're the first one that's going to save that person's life or even their expectancy. We will be going over some statistics in this class on how critical it is that you learn these skills and how much these skills are undervalued in society and given areas. A little background on myself: I'm a college aide for the Upward Bound program on this as well. I work primarily in Gardena and Dominguez High School. And as of the moment, those schools do not have first aid courses. Having this space, this opportunity, free first aid classes, well, technically you sign up for the program. If you really want to get in nitty gritty, when your parents do your taxes, that's what helps fund this program. It's part of our U.S. Department of Ed, but hey, we can get into that later. But you having the ability or the opportunity to take these classes by me, an American Red Cross instructor, and primarily I teach these first aid courses, lifeguarding courses for the city of Santa Monica. I've been doing it for about 5 years. I've also taught courses at Santa Monica College, primarily for free. And I'm going to make sure you get the whole shebang. I'm going to teach you how to do first aid, CPR, AED. I'm going to show you first aid equipment. And I'm really going to get you in the sense of being the hero, being the rescuer. And keep in mind, the only reason I'm able to talk like this, smile like this, it's 3 years of college and it's the years experience. And if you're ever going to compare, don't ever do that, because if you compare yourself with somebody else, you're always going to lose. And even me, I can't compare myself to my mentor. He's been doing this for 40 years. Like, I can't. But I'm saying that just to really reaffirm that it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to have questions, be doubtful about yourself. But that's the essence of this class and Upward Bound. Provide y'all with opportunities that a lot of those students don't have. And primarily in the areas that I work in, Gardena and Dominguez, Compton and Gardena, first aid courses aren't readily available. And we're going to see in the statistics at some point that these classes or emergencies that you might have witnessed or not happen very frequently. And sadly, when we call 911, even there's a way to call 911, specifically go straight to EMS, because dealing with the operator can be a whole flipping nightmare. These steps you're going to learn in this class are going to go a long way, and they're going to build your confidence, and they're really going to reassure yourself that whatever scenario you have or you're presented with, you know how to act. It comes second nature. So as your instructor, that's what I really want to convey. And even though I'm not physically there with y'all at the moment, I will be during the second week, and that's where we're really going to go hard. That's when we're really going to go to action. So just for Monday and then Wednesday, it's going to be video classes. Again, I am going to be checking our Edmodo. That's another portal we'll be using. I'll be checking our American Red Cross portal to see if y'all been doing the homework. I'll be consistently checking that. And when I get my roster and I'm going to have your contact info, I'm going to email y'all, contact y'all, quick, hey, what's up? Checking how you're doing. Again, as your teacher, just call me Rob. I don't go by Mr. Just Rob is cool. As your teacher or instructor, whatever you want to call me, I want to make this class very engaging for you, very co-op learning, dialogue based. By that being said, I'm also a learner. I'm not just your educator, I'm your learner. If anything, really, I've just been doing these skills for about 10 years, 8 years. But really, I want us to engage in a concept of learning where we both can learn from each other. And if there's things you want to learn about in this course or first aid or anything in general, you can always feel free to contact me. Again, this course, what I like a lot about it, it builds off a lot of our previous students' knowledge. This course began in spring of 2021. It started off as a Saturday Academy course, and I am going to give a quick shout out to a couple of our students in the past who have contributed a lot to it. Nicole Soto has contributed a lot to this course, to Shanti Block, Rogelio Rodriguez. Those are key students who've really contacted me saying, hey, can we add this to this course? Can we add this component? And yeah, I'll be more than happy to talk about unprecedented emergencies. And just for the sake of keeping a calm mindset in this class, those are topics I will discuss in person, just because, again, it's the first day. I want to make it very welcoming. But again, like I said, if there's a concept that you wanted me to review on or touch on, as your first aid instructor, I am trained by American Red Cross to provide that information as adequately as I can. And saying that for our second time, the second time I taught this course was during last year's summer program. Jesus Christ. The summer program 2021. It was a Marvel themed. Yeah, it was Marvel themed course where we all broke up into heroes. I know this year's going to be Disneyland or Disney themed. My favorite Disney character is Buzz Lightyear, so I hope y'all are going to go see that new Buzz Lightyear movie. I'm so stoked on that. But on the side, another shout out to a couple students, Shayla Garardo, Jessica Craig. They've also added a lot more components to the course, even Maya Cooks. So really, this course is not just for me, it's primarily for y'all. Because again, if whatever scenarios you have to get in your head, it can always be solved with first aid. Everything acts like a puzzle. And once you have the key components or the framework on how to break that puzzle apart, everything falls into place. How to perform a rescue, how to identify someone's having a seizure, a stroke, heart attack. How do you respond when someone's not responding, even though you tapped and shouted them? How do you respond when someone or an infant is choking? This all ties back together first aid because ultimately you're the first responder. Sadly, with all these rescues, they happen when you're off your shift. I've been a lifeguard, open water lifeguard, beach rec leader. I'm suited up, geared to go. I have everything ready. It's more than half the time it's not being used because as your job in first aid, or even if you do decide to go into the medical field, your primary focus is providing safeness and promoting safeness and preventing emergencies. Little key things that you'll learn in this course, how to prevent an emergency from happening, goes a long way. A little fun fact, when lifeguards tell you don't run in the pool, it's for a flipping reason. The pool deck is slippery, you might fall. More than half of the people fall on their forehead or the back of the head. Back of the head, that can be a spinal injury. And even then, that's bad. Like we're trained, or you'll be trained too, on how to respond to head, neck, and spinal injuries. Even if you fall on your front, you have a laceration or an avulsion, and that's a specific type or different type of wound we're gonna learn about. And even when that happens, how do you respond? How to control the bleeding? It all ties back to first aid. And my role, again, as the instructor, these are going to be some really heavy concepts. And this isn't even touching the social justice part. This is just touching how to provide care. Really, really deep stuff that's going to have you questioning, hey, am I ready for this? Can I do this? And as your instructor, and I haven't even met you in person, yes, you can. On the side, it's called imposter syndrome. And that's something that a lot of students, even me, experience. And that's the idea that we're not adequate, that we're not going to be able to accomplish these things. But I promise you, you will. And first aid is just your first step. Maybe some of y'all are rising seniors. Hey, we're going to be on you because next fall you're applying for schools. Spring, you're getting your acceptance letters. May, that's when we're going to say, hey, it's out in a school. Huge things you're going to accomplish in your life that start within different moments of your life. And hey, if you want to use first aid as your PIQ or your awards and activities page for UC, by all means, do it. But I'm just saying that because the further you go up higher in life, the further you challenge yourself to do things you weren't even thinking of, you're going to have that imposter syndrome. And that's okay. But I want to be maybe the first one, probably the fifth one, I don't know, to tell you that you can totally do it, that it's okay to doubt yourself. But don't let it stop you from accomplishing or pursuing bigger things in life. So with that being said, that's our little spiel for right now. I'm going to get started into our lecture just because, again, this class is going to build off components of our previous class. And look, I've been doing this for years, okay? I can easily tell you what to do off the back of my head. And as your instructor, I do want to get you in the rhythm of learning specific rescues because they do build off another. So just for the rescues portion, I'm really going to have to hammer in what you're going to learn and challenge you in what you learn. Just because, again, if you decide to go for nursing, if you want to become a firefighter, if you want to go for EMT, something higher, I'm cool, man. You can mess up with me and I'll be happy to break it down with you. But a lot of other places, they're not so flexible. And even me as a lifeguard instructor, I do have to be adamant with a lot of our content. But as your first aid instructor, there's a little bit more flexibility. So really the American Red Cross component of the course, memorize some terms, learn some different techniques. And when it comes to the other component of the course, the social justice aspect part, feel free to go ham, feel free to go crazy. So let me just share my screen into our lecture, our first PowerPoint. So primarily, great. So primarily our course is going to be broken up into PowerPoints. And with every PowerPoint, when you come into class, after you had breakfast, get some water, we're going to have an agenda. So our agenda is really just a breakdown of what you're going to learn today. Again, with some college courses, I want to have this set up like a college course where it's really going to be lecturing, answering questions, and you're going to be coming to class all giddy, like, hey, you know, time to learn how to save a life. But it's going to be a layout. And hey, man, if you got to go to the bathroom, got to go to the bathroom. But if you're going to miss out on a skill, I'll let you know. You want to be on your phone, cool. But again, when we go into the nitty gritty demographics of how much people know CPR rescue skills, you're going to find that you're one of a kind. And you're going to find out that the skills you learn in this class will go a long way. And when I say you're one of a kind, I mean it. Right now, if you want, pause this video. I want out, you know what, actually pause the video. I'm asking out a question. How many of y'all know how to do CPR or recognize a heart attack? Pause it right now, just pause it right now or just let it play. Look around. How many of y'all know how to adequately call 911 or talk to an operator? I'm sorry if you have that experience, but again, it's things that we pick up from movies that we don't really think about. And my last one, and this is going to be the one we're going to learn today. How can you tell if something's wrong with a person? So you look at a person, you think they're taking a nap, you tap on them, they're not waking up. How do you help them? You yell at them, you slap them, you kick them, you take their wallet. Homeboy's not waking up. How do you react? You know, I mean, I really hope y'all didn't have a scenario like that. And if you did, I'm sorry, and I apologize in advance. But again, I'm setting it up like a college class. If you're on your phone, cool. I'm not going to reprimand you, but what I'm telling you is this. What you're learning in here goes a long flipping way, long way. And once you go beyond high school, the community college, UC, CSU, private out of state, if you decide to work, when you run into these emergencies, you're probably going to be the only one. And you're going to be the only one that's trained to respond to them. So even though I'm not physically here, if y'all on your phone, cool. But just know that you will be tested on the skills and you will be questioned about them. I'll get into that more in a bit. So like I said, we're going to have our agenda in the beginning. So you have an idea what we're going to do. No surprises, no lift caboose, whatever y'all call them these days. So a little icebreaker I want y'all to do, just because again, if you've been in Upward Bound, cool. If you haven't, make some friends, please. Because again, like I said, whatever school you go to, use my schools, Dominguez, Gardena, Centennial, Compton, Long Beach, Jordan, Paramount, Cabrillo. You might have your friends in your own little clique in that school, but when you move out, you decide to go to UCLA, Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Fullerton, UC Berkeley, wherever you decide to go, you got to make new friends. And that's something I want y'all to get in the habit of. Everyone in this course picked this course for a reason. You want to learn first aid. So great, you already have a commonality. So I want y'all to start off with your horoscope. Do you believe in it? I personally don't. I'm a proud Sagittarius, but I say that because I don't believe in horoscopes, but yes, that's a thing. But yeah, just mingle around for about 5 minutes, pause the video. Pause the video, please, for 5 minutes. And what's your horoscope? If you find a group of horoscopes, like a pack of Pisces, I hope not. I'm just kidding. I can't wait to meet y'all in person, but yeah, mingle around. What's your horoscope? Do you believe in it? Because I really don't, but right now, pause the video and give it 5 or 3 minutes. Really hope it's not empty. So I hope y'all got the chance to mingle. Please make new friends, add each other on Insta. I don't care. Just TikTok, whatever y'all use. Friends go a long way. They become your support group. For all my rising seniors, you're all in it together, baby. You're all in it together. And come fall, you're going to see what I mean. So my second question to y'all is, again, icebreakers. What's something you want to learn? And in this class, we're going to use Edmodo. So Edmodo is a separate program or a separate website from this course. That's something you're going to need an email with. That's something I'll be sending you resources with, something I'll be using to check your homework, something I'll be using to check your assigned homework. And that's where you're primarily going to use to sometimes communicate with the class. What's something you want to learn from first aid? So I'm going to give you all the Edmodo later, but just write it down on a piece of paper. Something you want to learn about first aid is, how do you want to respond? How do you respond to a Sharknado? Again, like in first aid, there's really no silly questions, just because like anything can happen. How do you respond to someone who got impaled? Or how do you respond to someone who's failed the crate challenge? So things like that, just take 2 minutes, just write it down. Even if I'm talking, just write it down. Again, have something written down. To your new friends you made, your new group of Leos, Scorpios, or your friends. What's something you want to learn in this course? And like I said, if it's something you really want to add, let me know. We can add it to the course. We can use it to really engage the other students. So something you want to learn, give it 2 minutes. Pause the video right now. Okay, great. So let's get into the breakdown. So about me, my name is Roberto Reese. You can call me Rob. Again, don't call me Mister. I've been doing American Red Cross courses for about 6 to 7 years. I've been in American Red Cross for 10 years. Little background, I'm a community college transfer student. I graduated class of 2012 from Hamilton High School. I went to Santa Monica College, and it took me about 4 years to get out, just because I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I went as undeclared, and it wasn't until I found Trio Student Support Services, which is kind of like Upward Bound, but it's in community colleges. They really helped me get my act together, helped me get an idea of a schedule. They helped me get involved in some school programs. And I was undeclared. And if you don't know what undeclared is, it means you apply to a school with not having an idea of what a major you want to study, but you still want to do school. A very unique type of student. So I went to community colleges undeclared. Trio Student Support Services helped me with the resources I needed. They helped me pick a major. Long story short, I'm a sociology major. Sociology is the study of human interactions, group interactions, something I really like doing. And the only reason I'm talking like this without pausing, again, it's college. Okay, you're gonna talk like this when you're done with college. Don't even worry about that. So while I was in community college, I was a lifeguard because I did not want to flip burgers. No offense to anyone who does. I did not want to flip a burger. I did not want to work in retail anymore. I worked at a guitar center. God, I hated it. You know, I used to like playing guitar, but I worked at as a pool lifeguard for the Santa Monica Family YMCA. I was a swim coach, believe it or not. I used to coach a team of swimmers called the Poor Boys Club. Poor Boys Club. So in doing that, I built my network. I received mentoring from one of my surf mentors. His name's Eric Butler. He taught me how to surf, stand up paddleboard, and how to teach swim lessons. And it wasn't there that I got my insight. Like, okay, I like teaching. How do I want to keep doing this? So it was from there I decided to apply for the city of Santa Monica as a pool lifeguard. And as a pool lifeguard, had the ability to teach Santa Monica college students first aid courses, CPR courses, AED courses. I then became a beach rec leader for the city of Santa Monica. So as a beach rec leader, I'm in charge of the Santa Monica and Venice Beach permits. So if you ever see like little dune buggy out there, it's probably me. I'm just out there checking permits to see, hey, do you have the adequate permits just for ocean safety? From that, I became a stand-up paddleboard instructor and a surf instructor. I have two of my surfboards right back behind me. Stand-up paddleboard, I really got engaged with that. So that's when you stand on the giant surfboard and it's like you're on a cloud. So then I started teaching those courses. I started teaching ocean safety. So that's a component we're also adding in this course: ocean safety, recognizing currents, recognizing marine life, what to avoid in the ocean. And no, it's not sharks. Sharks are not the one thing you want to watch out for. So I then transferred from Santa Monica College in 2016 to Cal State Long Beach. I got my undergrad in Cal State Long Beach in sociology. Again, when I got to Cal State Long Beach, I joined TRIO Student Support Services. I stayed within the TRIO line because, again, a lot of TRIO advisors, mentors, they've helped me a lot. If Lavelle's here somewhere in the class, thank you. He was also my advisor when I was an undergrad. He's still my mentor, so big shout out to him. And I misspelled that, but yeah, after I got done with my undergrad, around the same time, I decided to work for Upward Bound as a college student advisor, student assistant. So that's how I got the ability to go to Dominguez and Gardena, meet some fantastic students. Shout out to the class of 2021. I got to recruit them, even some of y'all, even in this class. Hopefully you are. I recruited y'all. I can't wait to continue working with y'all. But it all ties back down to really the core essence or the love I got from student support service at Santa Monica College that led me back to continue providing for students. So lastly, as I pursued my education, I finally got my master's in education. So I'm a full-on master's now, but I still got plenty to learn. So long story short, I'm a first generation student, same position as you were, but me, I didn't have TRIO in my high school or Upward Bound. So y'all gonna be way better off than I ever was. So that's a little background about me. And again, I'm sorry I'm not in person, but when I am, I can't wait to meet all y'all, hear your life stories. So that's a little bit about me. Things you'll be learning in this course, you should have been emailed a syllabus, or if not, I'm gonna provide it on the Edmodo. Syllabuses are things that you're going to be using when you're in college. It's an outline of the whole school semester. It has outlines, learning outcomes, due dates, things you're going to learn. It's really your go-to guide. And like I said, this is going to be built in the vein of a college class. So I'll get to that in a bit and what I mean by that. But learning outcomes, you'll be learning first aid, CPR, AED. You'll be learning about the Good Samaritan rule, or law, sorry about that, Good Samaritan law, that no one can sue you if you decide to provide first aid or care. Just like The Incredibles, if y'all seen that, please, dear God, I hope someone's seen that movie. I hope I'm not that old yet. Nobody can sue you if you provide emergency care, you try to save a life. Nobody can. The purpose of the Good Samaritan law is to promote safeness and promote rescues in the community. So that's an example. You'll learn pool safeness, open water safety, recognize water hazard and ocean currents. Again, as a surfer, I love the ocean, but I'm telling you, I'm horrified of flipping whales. Whales, I don't know how y'all are cool with whales. I'm horrified of whales, okay? Like, I'm cool with sharks. I have like 6 of them in my arm, but whales, no way, man. But even then, ocean safeness, whales And sharks are ironically not the one thing you want to look for in the ocean. It's actually stingrays. And I'll get into that, how to avoid them, jellyfish life. But again, recognize when you're out on, let's say, Long Beach, Manhattan, Dockweiler, Santa Monica, Venice, Hermosa, even if y'all decide to go far and you want to go to UC San Diego, CSU San Diego, you're out there in the ocean, yo, there's probably a rip current. I'm going to help teach you how to learn to avoid them, or how to recognize them, or even more, how to get out of them. So the big shebang, the purpose of this course, at the completion of it, you're going to get an American Red Cross First Aid certification. This certificate is valid for 2 years. And what it's going to have is going to have your name all shiny. It's be certified by Cal State University, Upward Bound Long Beach. This is going to show employers that you're trained to provide first aid care. And to add to it, you can use me as a reference too, just because, again, when it comes to applying for jobs, internships, you're going to need a network. And that's purposely what Upward Bound is for, to give you that network. Because me, as a first generation, I didn't have this network. I didn't have anyone to say, hey, Army Letter Rec, hey, can I put you down for a job? No one was there. Nobody was able to give me that reference and have a network like me. But no, I can't. I'll be more than happy to be that for you. So you're also going to learn the street medics and their instrumental role in providing healthcare, making social movements or protests safe. That's the social justice aspect component of this course. So I'll get to that in a bit. Community rules that I want to have established by the class and that everyone abides by. Las Vegas rules. What is shared here stays here. Again, I'm saying that just because if you want to add a component of the course that you feel that, how to put this, if you feel that might be ridiculed outside, again, I'm not trying to demean you or devalue you, stays here. If you want to share a story that you really feel that reaffirms to what we're learning, it's going to stay here. So all questions are welcome. Please ask questions, use I statements. I think, hey, be like, hey, Rob, I think you're teaching the material wrong. Please say I. And even I am, call me out. But question the idea, not the person. When we get into the social justice part of this class, there'll be a lot of moments where you want to question, like, okay, why is this demonstration happening? Why is this event happening? So question the idea, not the person exactly. So everyone has a story to tell. Please contribute to the class. Please. Background noise is okay. Again, I don't know what's up with Cal State Long Beach. I'm hoping when you're seeing this video, there's not a lawnmower in the back or the guy ain't cutting grass. I just hope not. So let's not judge the dude cutting grass. So speak with the heart and mind, not just one. Again, when it comes to rescues or even critical readings in this class, you're going to be trained on how to respond to an emergency with a calm mindset. Because again, during emergencies, the scene is chaotic. Everyone's chaotic. You as a professional need to speak both with the heart and the mind. Speak with calmness, react with thoughts that you've been trained to. You can't just speak with the heart, go in guns a-blazing, try to save a life. It doesn't work. You can't just have the mind, but not the heart to go act. You need both to save the life. We will be doing physical skills, just an FYI. And again, I am going to ask all you to participate because this is going to be critical. When I bring in the mannequins, AED, O2 tank, you're going to need your arms, your body. So just get used to that. Don't wear, I shouldn't say that. Just know you're going to be moving around a lot. Let's put it like that. Sign up for the Edmodo class. So right there, that little code, BXK5TD. I want you to download the Edmodo app, do it on your computer. I'll give y'all 2 minutes to download the app or even while I'm talking. But right there, just if someone can write that on the wall for me, please. download Edmodo, make an account, use an email that you somewhat check, but use the Edmodo account because that's again where I'm posting resources, where I'm going to be watching, or where I want you to turn in your homework, final exam, and social justice projects. So again, use that Edmodo. I'm also going to be seeing if you sign up for it. So please sign up for the Edmodo. I'm going to have to hunt you down for this one. Again, professors don't hunt down students in college. If you got me as your college aide, you already know my style. Sign up for Edmodo, please. Okay, so added to this course is the blended learning portal. Now, the blended learning portal, that's where you're going to be learning a lot of your American Red Cross material. So really this class is set up like this. Whatever we have on the syllabus, that day we're going to review the material. And whatever we review on that day, there'll be little missions. The content you reviewed in the missions will be on the blended learning portal. So it's very, very, very important that you sign up for blended learning. Again, like I said, Upward Bound is paying for this. Cool. Take advantage of it. This portal is going to have your certificate. It's going to have resources, going to have networks for you. So this portal is really your best friend when it comes to first aid and learning extra material. So let's see. Do me a solid and really sign up for the Edmodo page, because right there on the bottom, I have a Google Drive link. You're going to put down your first name, last name, email, phone number, optional. With that information you give me, I'm going to take it to American Red Cross and create our blended learning portal. So that's where you're going to be accessing the online portion. For this, I'm really, really going to need an email that's not a school email. So get rid of that Paramount USD email. No offense, but it just that email. Ugh. Give me a Gmail. But if you have a goofy Gmail like Foxy Lady 2020, don't give me that. Just make up a new email if you can. Again, get in the habit of professionalism, because hey, that email you're going to use, carm6n@gmail.com, that's going to be a great email to use when you're applying for Cal States, UCs, and other schools. Don't give me foxylady55@yahoo.com. Just give me a legit email. So once you give me your email, I'll put out a message in Edmodo saying, hey, I got set up the blended learning portal. And I'm going to have a separate video to show you how to set up the blended learning portal, just because again, I've always had issues. This time I'm really going to try breaking it down with another video that we're going to play at the end of this video to show you how to get it set up. But yeah, what I'm going to have for y'all, you can do the homework at your own pace, so you can complete all the missions in one go. And once you complete all the missions, it's going to have a little certificate that shows completion. It's going to have, I think it's called study hours or devoted hours, service hours. And if you want to use them for your school, cool, good, by all means. So if you really want, like I said, it's going to be like a community college class. It's going to be a college class. You can shotgun it, get it all done in one night. Good, kudos to you. You want to take your time, kudos to you. If you want to do it last minute, I don't encourage it, but hey, everyone has a different style. You can learn to get ahead in the game in college. You can learn to stay with the pace in college, or you can do everything last minute. Don't do the last one. So let's see. So for the blended learning portal, focus on BL online content. Don't worry about the blended learning classroom section. That's the class. I'm not there yet. I will be next week. So the cool thing about it, it's very phone friendly, iPad friendly, school computer friendly. Thank God. You can do it at any point. You can pause it, come back to it. You can go get a Taco Bell Mexican pizza. Cool. I'm gonna leave this blended learning for an hour. Come back. Cool. Hop back on it. So as you can see right here, where it says completed, that's what I want to see. That's how it's going to tell me that you've done it. And right there where it says print completion record, send that to me. That's going to be your homework. That's going to be part one of your assignments for the class, completing all sections of the blended learning portal. Oh, snap. Okay. So there's two things you got to keep in mind. Sorry about that. Relio. Okay, so you have to complete the final test, and that's a full-blown American Red Cross exam. That's a fill in the bubbles, old school exam. You need to pass with 80%. And I'm gonna be cool with y'all. Submit it to Edmodo by July 27th, midnight. We're gonna review the midterm. We're gonna review the final. But again, keep that in mind. It's gonna test you on everything we learned, everything you learned in blended learning. So again, pay attention. Don't worry too much about the midterm report. I tried it 2 times, didn't work. Third time's not a charm. It's not. No. So life does happen. I want to reiterate that. If something happens that's preventing you from doing the homework or summer program or something, just talk to me. Talk to me, please talk. So get in the habit. Talk to your instructor. Go to college. Hey, professor, my hamster just broke his leg. I don't know. I hope not. Don't give me a break, please. Can you help accommodate me? A lot of professors of the time, they'll help accommodate you, but sorry if that actually happened to your hamster. So once you complete the course, you get this shiny certificate right on this on the right here. See this? This is one of our students, Rogelio Rodriguez, one of the first students to get the certificate. Congrats, bud. He just graduated this year, but yeah. Oh, son of a gun. Let's see, can I go back up? It's gonna have your name, date completed, how long it's valid for, and conducted by CSUOB Long Beach Upper Bound program. And there's his service hours down there. So yeah, that's what you'll be getting at the end of the course. Go over here. So for the final exam, there's 3 types, exam A, B, or C. It's going to be assigned on July 27th. Again, ignore that typo. It's also be in the Edmodo. Look, I'm going to make it easy. Complete it on a piece of paper, like on the right. Use a notes app. Text it to me. Really, any way you can get the numbers and letters, get that to me. Just make sure it says exam A or B or C. I will provide a grade, and whenever you submit the final to me, I will review it that day. It's not gonna be open until the 27th, so don't try getting ahead of the game. That's something we're gonna break down in person. So like I said, submit it on Edmodo primarily so that I can see it. So yeah, there's that portion. The second thing is we'll be doing a skills challenge. So the skills challenge will be done in a team scenario. So that's where it's going to be near the end of our classes, around the last week of July, before we go virtual, I believe. We're going to be reviewing everything we learned, how to identify a pulse, CPR, hand placement, rescue breaths, conscious choking, and sizing up the scenario, doing a full-blown rescue. So again, don't worry too much about it. I say all these fancy terms, but you're going to know them by the end of the course. You're going to know how to respond. Just keep that in mind. You have homework, the final exam, skills challenge, or the team rescue. And the last thing, the final project or social justice project. Sorry about that. So on the semifinal day of Zoom class, sorry about that class, you're going to be presenting a project, or you're reviewing a social movement that you found interesting, that you liked, that appealed to you. And all you have to do is answer the proper prompt. Again, this class, like I said, Las Vegas rules, all that is shared is stayed here. You can do a TikTok, Instagram, Flipgrid, Insta video, whatever y'all kids use. Submit it on, I have the dates for me wrong. It's going to be on the Edmodo page, but I'll review it again and remind y'all the due dates. But for the most part, everything's in this class is due by midnight. Again, I don't know your life circumstances. You can have 20 dogs, 40 parrots. I don't care. Everything's due by midnight. My rule, okay? So answer the following questions. What's the social movement you chose? Why did you choose it? What was the social movement's goal? Why was the social movement created? when did this social movement organize? Examples of when this social movement protests are organized to help a community. No, I'm not so much on this one right here. Let me delete that one. How can you get involved with the social movement? So I'm going to show you past examples of what students submitted in the past. So let me share my screen again. So you can easily do a PDF, a simple image. I want an image on the right or an image that shows it. Small description about it. This is about the Black Lives Matter movement, why they were protesting, their key components. You can do that. But again, just keep in mind that whatever you're going to review, you're going to share it in the class. So here's another one. Again, thank you, Rogelio. He did a paper talking about Black Lives Matter movement. This is a really cool paper. It's very poetic. It speaks to his experiences of being in Compton, his identity as a Hispanic man or Latino man, and how that also reaffirms being involved in Black Lives Matter. Or you can also do a video. So here's a video that a student made last year in the summer program. So I'm gonna play it.
Good morning, my name is Anae Garcia, and I'm going to be presenting about the Me Too social movement. I chose this social movement because it gave a voice and encouraged survivors to voice out about their experiences against sexual assault violence. It marked the first large domino effect of holding people accountable of their actions and united victims and allies from all around the world for a change. The goal of the Me Too movement was to help and guide survivors of sexual assault and to let them know that they are not alone, as well as raising awareness about sexual harassment and its effects. It started in 2006. The Me Too movement was founded by the survivor and activist Tarana Burke. In 2017, the hashtag #MeToo went viral and woke up the world to the magnitude of the problem of sexual violence going global. Some protests that they have led is, on November 12, 2017, the Me Too organization planned out a protest in support of sexual assault victims in California. The demonstration began at 10 a.m. local time for the Take Back the Workplace and hashtag #MeToo Survivors March on Hollywood Boulevard and kicked off with a walk to the CNN building. The marchers chanted, "Stop the violence, stop the rape," and Survivors United will never be divided, as they made their way to the CNN building on Sunset Boulevard. So now you may be asking, what can I do to help this social movement? 1, you can empower survivors through empathy. 2, volunteering with the Me Too organization. 3, being there for the victims. 4, if you can donate to the organization. Thank you.
Good stuff, yo. So that's an example of the social movement project. Again, if you're feeling a bit off about picking a group, we'll be doing more examples. I'll be showing you more examples. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Think about ideas. Really, anything you want, PDF, image, something, go crazy. So I already showed that. Let's see. Okay, so like I said, first aid is primarily you being the rescuer, being there to provide care, and you being the first one to respond. The Good Samaritan law says that no one can sue you for provide care. And again, care can be providing for bandaging for wounds, identifying life-threatening conditions, providing care for unconscious people. If someone is unconscious, you provide care, they wake up, they can't sue you. You have implied consent, and implied consent guarantees you the right to save the person. And if it's a minor, if the minor is unconscious, so anyone that's under 18, kids asleep, you can't find his parent, you have implied consent. If you find the parent like, hey, your baby isn't waking up, can I help save your kid? Yes, they can provide care. Always want to go for the parent. So in retrospect of this course, we'll also be doing the untold history of street medics, because in the past, during the 1960s and 1950s, during social movements, street medics are first aid, CPR, AED certified nurses, doctors, EMTs to provided medical care, medical support in underserved communities like a Compton, Lenox, Brooklyn, poor parts of New York. They were primarily there to provide first aid care or emergency care when doctors at the time were segregated. So that's also a component we will be learning. A lot of street medics operated under the Good Samaritan law. Hey, I'm trying to help you, can't sue me. Street medics have been involved in every social movement. So we'll be going a little bit more in depth about street medics. So just keep that in mind. A lot of things you'll be learning in history is told by undertold stories, and street medics is a huge component of it. Huge. So let's see. I'm going to keep going onwards. For the sake of time, and I'm timing this correctly, I only have about 5 minutes left. So we're going to watch this video for the next recording. But I want to get into the first aid stuff. This shouldn't take too long. Sizing up the scene. I want you to get in the habit of your spider sense when you are providing care or you're entering a scene that's unsafe, earthquake, fire, something unsafe. Get in the habit. Is the scene safe to enter? What happened? How many people are involved? What's my impression? Can me entering the scene make it unsafe for me? Car crash? Can I enter the scene without injuring myself? Again, form an initial impression. That's spider sense. American Red Cross states, hey, you need to take care of yourself first, because if you put yourself in danger, that puts the community in danger. You're the one that's trained in first aid. If you're gone, who's going to help everyone else? Again, spider sense. Check if the scene is safe. Is it safe for me to enter? Oh my God, there's broken glass. Do I have shoes on? Little things like that. So, okay, to end our class, what I want y'all to do is 5 or 10 squats. 10 squats or 5 push-ups. I want you to pause the video and do them for me. Cool. Now, take 2 fingers like this. I want you to go toward your chin, press down toward your neck. You should feel a pulse right there. Again, if you don't feel it, do more push-ups, more squats, or you didn't go hard enough. This is going to be your ultimate key in identifying if a person's alive or they need any kind of medical care. Because, like I said, when you find a pulse on a person, that tells you that their heart is pulsating. The pulse, the heart is beating. Don't ever do this. I don't care. That's Hollywood. Don't do this. Don't do this. On a baby, you want to go on their armpit. Press down underneath their armpit. I'll show you in the dummy when I bring it, but again, locating the pulse, that tells you the person's heart is beating, that they're fine. What we're going to learn about is ABCs, airway, breathing, circulation. Is the person breathing? Does the person have the circulation of blood? Is their airway open? This goes a long way, because hey, if you did this to someone's neck and you found there's a pulse, cool, they're taking a nap. If you do this to a person, there's a pulse, but they're not breathing, oh my God, that means something's stuck in their throat. How do we care for obstructed airways? Or even more so, you do this, you find no pulse, no breathing. That tells you that their heart has stopped and they're not breathing. What do we do? And don't worry, we will be getting into that for our class. So again, if I went over class, I'm sorry. Like I said, I counted this to be exactly 55 minutes. Sign up for the Emoto, email me, check for the syllabus, biggest priority. Once you have access to the American Red Cross course, Blood of Learning, you can ham out all the lessons. We can breeze by this class. Again, my name is Rob. I'm so honored and happy to be your instructor for the first aid class again. I'll do my best to make this learning really easy for y'all. But again, I expect the same type of responsibility from you as well on how to act in the class, get engaged in the components. You should be getting a textbook as well, PDF. We'll be getting first aid gear. So again, I'm really excited for our summer program session. Email me, Google Voice me, just do that for your form of communication, and I'll see you for the next.